brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes. If you're alive and breathing, guess what? We are back to conquer another day and another day and another day. And giving up is not even in our system or in our vocabulary. And I give honor to our ancestors who spirit alive, the righteous ones, who spirit alive, that's in a lot of brothers and sisters within my family and outside my family. And I salute to the reachers and teachers of the world that's keeping most of us mind right. I appreciate that. And I honor thy mother and I honor thy father, honor thy sister and honor thy brother. And any of our families, anybody in our families that transition, that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And this is another edition of EBX Discussion. And I appreciate my current subscribers, new subscribers, anyone that takes the time to view, because there are many great brothers and sisters out here. Remember, I don't focus on the negative. I let that great divine deal with those who are negative and have toxic, evil energy within, because that's not my job. Our job is to do right, love our families, and connect to our children and be the best of ourselves for that great divine. That's what we should be focused on. And that which leads me to focus in that great divine will show that love. If we stay focused on that spirit, that divine spirit within, we focus on that and just be led by what's right and not the wrong emotions or impulses that I talk about all the time, that great divine will always show that love, because it always had that great higher force, greater supreme being. It's a being that none of us can see. It's not a he or a she. Remember, we got to think of that higher force as overall. You know, the universe is massive. You know, we got to get out of these small places that this world will try to put us in to keep us from magnifying that power within, brother or sister, within our families and outside our families. We got to broaden our horizons and see that greater, high, supreme being for what it really is, and not sizing it down to just one small thing. You know, it's a great, bigger world out here outside this social media and these little small things in the corner of our world. Let's take our minds in places that, adventures that we think about that we never go on. Let's just do it, you know, put it into existence, because that great divine loves it when we're bold and don't give a damn about what person, place, or thing thinks of us. Because if those are in alignment in their mind, body, and soul, you know, and they will feel that great divine spirit within. So, and the great divine isn't in the business of proving. It wants to see that whole spirit shine through. Fuck what we doing, what we saying, what we have, how articulate we are, or how smart, intelligent, money. Great divine don't give a damn about none of that. That great divine wants that what I say, that spirit within, that's to the pit, the bottom of the soul, you know, because that's where all that good stuff hides. It's in all of us, you know. It's just a lot of times, things that we see, images, things we let come into our mind, our system. You know, we have to watch that stress level. Have a low stress level or no stress at all. Because what I always say, brothers and sisters, stress is the root of all sickness. And if you don't think so, or you don't believe it, which I don't use that word believe, something I was taught, look it up. And it has the same symptoms as this thing that goes around you breathe in and get sick, if you know what I mean. It has the same symptoms. See, that right there. And a lot of people probably don't even look up the word stress. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, when we really break things down and look up stuff and not just say things or go by images we see, or sometimes even something someone says, even me, you know, we have to learn to study and research things on our own and always be led by what? That divine spirit within, no matter what. Don't give in to any wrong emotions. You know, deal with any inner thing that we can within. Don't let stuff just play around in our body, because what'll happen in the future, brothers and sisters, it will fester. Remember the example I gave about supernova. Now, I don't know how many people know what a supernova is. Of course, I didn't at one time. And how do one find out what a supernova is? By studying, researching. And a supernova is a star that explodes, and just it combusts. It explodes. And I mean this in a righteous way, a positive way. I love using supernova because it's a lot of us out here. We have quiet supernovas. We have those that are in the front supernovas. Always got to remember, it's always going to be different kinds of brothers and sisters, different teachers, some preachers. I'm talking about the good ones, within our families and outside our families. When you're a good observer and you're led by that divine spirit, you'll see different things in every individual, and that great divine will discern for us. We just got to let that divine move in our life, and not, because the minute you doubt, you're hindering your power, your discernment power, your intuition power that a lot of us have, especially if you're melanated. I always got to mention that, because I think the great divine loves all, but that great divine also know who has that true right within. And that's something that none of us can get around. We have to be as real as we can within, so it can show on the outside and be an example to those we are connected to. Because a lot of us have family. I always say significant other, children, and we do have people that we do care about, whether it's, within our deep circle or maybe on the outside of our circle. But we always got to be led by that divine. And that's that question I want to ask. What are we led by in our lives? What leads us? Is it what we see? Is it what we do? Is it material status? Is it subscribers? Is it views? Is it being noticed? Is it attention? Is it trying to impress? Is it trying to please someone? If you're doing any of those things with no spiritual foundation and you're just doing it to, just off of a whim, great divine won't be able to work with that. That great divine wants that heart. This was a hard lesson for me, because battling, let's talk about insecurities and, and feeling low about oneself. I would never make fun of things like that, because that's a very strange place to be when you don't know oneself and, you haven't come in tune with that purpose yet. And if it's some out there, because there's always those in the beginning. I always kind of reiterate that. And it's a strange place to be. But if you feel any kind of light within your spirit and you're feeling something that say, go, stick with it. Don't let our things that happen in our lives overtake us. Always got to do a little introspection. You hear me talk about that every now and then. Introspection. And when you do that, when you introspect, that great love, that great divine has shown us throughout our lives, that's what will keep us going. And that great divine, when we focus, brothers and sisters, on the real things of life and try our best, to keep those right things within, and be able to take in constructive criticism and not take things personal. We will leap so many bounds. We will jump so many hurdles. And one step will become a major step, and always be willing to teach what we learn and what we feel, that divine teaching within. Always be willing to teach it to another one, because it's important how we teach our circle that we're connected to. Because, the old saying will go around, come around, right? I know we hear that so much, but when you actually see it in your life, it'll become true. And it is true. A lot of us know this. It's not nothing we don't know. It's not no real deep thing. All you have to do is just keep living. You will see, the things, the good energy that you have put around. Because when you just put out good energy, and this can be brother or sister, young or old, and you just forget about it and just keep on living your life as righteous as you possibly can, it'll surprise you. That great divine will show you that it loves you. Sometimes in an aggressive way, sometimes in a subtle way. And sometimes it will come through person, place, or thing, family member, could be a child, could be a fellow co-worker, could be your mom, your dad, maybe it could be a close friend, a distant friend. but we have to be in that space. You know, we can't be in that victim space and that cannot do space. We got to get out of that shit. Be led by what? The great divine. Let the great divine move. When you start overthinking and you feel like things are getting too much, remember, brothers and sisters, take a moment, stop and think. You know, put it into existence. Don't ever let doubt or stress or anything seep into our system, because again, you can look that word up. Look up stress. You know, that'll keep you from. When I looked that word up and I seen the symptoms of stress, it stopped me from doing a lot of things. And I became, you know, as I help others become a better them, I become a better me also. Because, and why is that? Because I'm still learning as I go. And that's what that great divine loves, brothers and sisters. When we focus on keep learning, never stop learning. Because everything we learn that we come across on this walk, it's not always going to be an easy task. You know, some things are a challenge to learn. Because again, like I said about how that great divine shows us love in a subtle way or an aggressive way, you know, that's the same thing with learning things. So some things, if it touch a nerve or something like that, whatever it is, if it's coming from a person, place, or thing, you know, because we always got to filter out all that bullshit within inside of us. You know, that's something you're going to hear a lot of us teachers say. When, you know, you come across stuff and it might hit a nerve, focus on that. See what it is, you know, and figure it out, you know, because we don't want we got to stay on this path, you know. We got to stick with that divine. That great divine is all of our bosses. That higher force runs all this shit. Remember that. So stick to that, you know. Let no person, place, or thing ever become your God, you know. And when I say person, place, or thing, let me reiterate. I'm talking about material things of this world. Those who are evil, toxic, and abusing their status and getting all this attention. The great divine sat back and laugh at those who think they're powerful. You know, I'm talking about the ones that's taking their power for granted and know that they have an ability and manipulating others. I'm talking about those that are toxic. I'm not talking about those that are powerful, because you got some righteous, powerful brothers and sisters out here within our families and outside our families, because they are led by that great divine. So that's that question I'll ask. Again, what are you led by in your life? What leads you? You know, what is the motor of your life that makes you run, you know, in this life, you know, smoothly, you know? And if it's on the outside, you know, you have to be very careful. You know, TV, celebrity, politics, things we see in the media, YouTube. That's why it's very important. And it's not no joke. And I don't care if we hear this a lot. It's very important who we connect to in our circle, you know, whether it's spiritual brothers and sisters, or within our families, our biological brothers and sisters, you know. And the reason why you always hear me say there's some great brothers and sisters out there, because that's what I'm connected to. That's what I see. That's what I lose myself in. Righteous brothers and sisters. And, you know, a lot of times I don't pay attention to the negative. And why is that, brothers and sisters? Because we let that great divine deal with the negative. You know, pay no attention to it. We deal with it as it comes, but we don't let it enter our lives. And that's any of us out here, whether it's in the world or online. And this is for my reachers and teachers out there, you know. And I always, you know, this is a message for my reachers and teachers. I love the great brothers and sisters that I have learned from within my family and outside my family. Even some young brothers and sisters I have learned from, even from my own son, my 27-year-old, even from my 7-year-old. So when you're open like that and you just let that great divine move, he will just show you so many blessings within yourself and others. You know, so this is a message for my reachers and teachers out there. I send that great love to you. And through the power of the great divine, I call down that great protection from our Creator, for ourselves, from ourselves. And we be protected from any stupid, evil, toxic entity. Let it come nowhere near us or our families or significant other or children. That's my little protection I like to call down for my family also, and those that I am lovingly connected to in my circle. I will keep that power out there. You know, demon can't fuck with us. A demon can't fuck with the righteous when you're truly solely connected to their higher force within, to deep, 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 to the pit, the bottom. Get rid of all the bullshit within us so we can see that true power. And then we can see that love, that great divine shows us all the time. But we just have to be open up. Our pineal gland, we can't be distracted. We can't be indulging in dumb shit, that'll block us, blind us, keep us from seeing those blessings that could be right in front of us, And we're all in the positions, like I say, we're all in the divine position that we are in, especially if we're righteous for a reason. But those that are toxic and in a low place, you better find out why you're there. Go back to the beginning and see why you're in the position you're in. Same with the flip side of righteous. You having all these magical great things happening. A lot of us that have been connected to that divine spirit, we're so used to being right and things coming to us. It's natural now. We don't have to work hard. When you're truly, truly connected to that divine spirit within, being righteous becomes second nature. You don't have to work for it anymore. And when you're divinely connected and you're not looking for material status or looking to get anything, you probably get thank you so much all the time. Not in a bragging sense, but I just give a little example. I always like to give a little example of myself and of my life sometimes. I hear thank you a lot, because it's real within, and I've always been a pretty much kind dude, a positive brother, and it's just what I do. That's what I told my significant other. It's just what I do, because we do things because it's the right thing to do. And the great divine loves that. We don't worry about naysayers and people who haven't got themselves together. It's unfortunate, like I say, I don't make fun of things like that. It's a tough place not knowing oneself. It's a very, very strange place to be, because when you don't know thyself and you got those little insecurity things going on within, and you take things personal all the time and you're defensive, and it's a very, very strange place to be. So study different aspects of our body and little things that we have inside of us as much as we can, so we can keep ourselves from doing things that we'll regret down the road. And what's one vital way to do this? To know that great divine loves us. So focus, brothers and sisters, and that great divine will always show that love. And ask yourself questions, ask yourself, what are we led by? What are you led by? What motivates you to get up every day? What motivates your thinking? What do you think about the most? These are the things that type of questions we ask ourselves and type of things we think about when we're in our solitude moments by ourselves. We assess ourselves as we assess others, and just meditating and thinking to oneself just keeps yourself organized. That's my favorite word. I love that word. I think I'm gonna do another show, the power of organization. Brothers and sisters, you hear me say this from time to time. When you got your mind, body, and soul and spirit organized, that great divine will show up and show out in your life, And like I say, that great divine will always show love when you're doing right and not looking for nothing. Like I said, it'd be subtle, it'd be small. It'd be subtle or aggressive, excuse me. But the pineal gland, and you'll see it. When you're naturally connected, you'll see it, and you'll be like, that was that divine. Just little things here and there, little things out of the ordinary that are righteous. You'll be like, that's that divine. See, when you're connected, you'll already know. So that's why it's important to stay connected to righteous energy. It's not no game, it's not no fad, it's not no joke. Just keep living. Learn from those who aren't connected to that righteous divine spirit within. Just look at their life. Look at the righteous brothers out here and look at the ones that are living toxic. And you make the assessment and you tell me which way you would want to go. So those are the things that we have to think about. And always think about what? Our future. Because what's something else I like to say a lot? What we do righteous in the present always make for a great and righteous future. That's a given. That's a given. Might come soon, might come later. But we're doing right, it always comes back. Because I have lived this, people in my family have lived this, brothers and sisters I've met along the way have lived this, friends in the past that have helped me. I'm telling you, they have lived it. I've seen it, man, time and time again, over and over again. So that's what keeps me firm in what one knows. And I see it all the time in brothers and sisters. At Great Divine, when we focus on that real, genuine spirit within, Great Divine will always and forever show that love. Just keep living, keep doing right. I don't care how hard it is. Stay with it. Remember, Great Divine is in control, runs all this shit. Remember that. Is above all, sees all. So you just got to keep that in mind, and that'll keep us going. So that was my thought. And just, always work out things. Don't let little small things stop you from being who you are, especially if you're righteous. If you're toxic, that's a whole nother thing. So all you gotta do is look back down on your life, like I always say, and you'll see how that Great Divine has always been there and always will be. Because why? Why is that? Because you focus, and you've always focused on growing and helping others grow and not stopping on being right, even through the so-called storms and all the hurdles. We've jumped all the hurdles when we connected to that divine. Nothing can stop a righteous brother and sister that's in our families or outside our families. Our children just stay connected, and that Great Divine will stay connected to us. It's a given. It's the laws of attraction. That's why positive energy and great things is so important, because we're going to be old one day. So just think of those that have been living toxic their whole life, wasting their life, living for status, material things, being toxic, indulging in shit that fuck up your psyche and shit like that. Think of those who've been doing that their whole life and still doing it well into their adulthood. I feel sorry for them, because we all gonna get old one day. We all got an expiration date. So you better stay connected to that great divine spirit within and be led by it, and not get led into stupid, petty shit. Because when we focus on our children, our family, ourselves, things that can prosper us in our life, Great Divine will always show that love. And I mean that from the heart. That's a guarantee. And that's my thought. So I give honor and I salute and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. I appreciate you. Salute, and keep being great out there. And salute to all the reachers and teachers. And I honor your family, my family. I honor my children, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute.